So now let's see how to add JavaScript to your HTML files and how to use basically Emmet so that you don't need to write all the HTML codes manually, right? So I'll just quickly make a HTML file called index.html. Okay, and inside that, if you wanna write some h1 tag, so you don't need to write the the less than symbol, then h1, then greater than symbol, then some text inside the h1 tag. Then you also need to write the less than, then forward slash, then h1, then the greater than symbol, right? So you can just write h1, and you can see there is no suggestions. That is because of like HTML is the previous version. So now if you just using if you just want to use the HTML extension, instead of writing .html, you can just write .htm because this is the newer one. So I'll just quickly remove this index.html, okay, and make a new file called index.htm. Okay, instead of writing HTML, now you just need to write HTM. So now if I just write h1, you can see now we are getting a suggestion Emmet abbreviation, right? So now if you just press enter, you can see you don't need to write it manually. So it already done for you. So you can just write anything inside this h1. So for example, demo 1. And now let's see how to use the live server. So for live server, just right click on any blank section and then click on this open with live server, or you can also use this shortcode Alt plus L and Alt plus O. Okay, so just click on that. You can see it open this kind of section. So let me just quickly yeah, now it looks good, I guess. So now you can see there is a pop-up that a live reload is not possible without a body and head tag. So let's just quickly add those things as well. So normally you just need to write the head tag, then inside the head tag you can just write title and all, then under the body tag you can just write the p div h1 and all, right? But if you are using Emmet, if you write quotation, then you are getting this suggestion, right? The first one. So now if you press enter, you can see all the code is written by default. So it is just pointing out that if you want to change the width of the content, so you can just change it over here, and you can also change the title. So I'll just quickly change the title with like with basics JS. Okay, and inside the body tag I'll just again add some h1, or assume if you want to add some class or id with a div tag or any kind of tag. So for example, by default it will take div. So if I just write hashtag for maybe d or something like that, so now if I press enter, you can see div with id d. Okay, similarly if you just write dot d, that means now it will create a class. Okay, div class will be d. Okay, so you can see div class is d. Similarly, if you wanna use this id and class shortcut with any kind of tags, for example, if you just wanna create a class with h1 tag, so for that you can just write h1 then dot, then you can just write the class name. For example, I'll just write demo. Okay, so this is the class name. So h1 class is demo. Okay, so these are the quite short shortcuts you can just use with Emmet. So I'll just quickly make maybe h1 tag with Refinder, where you can just learn to code mostly free. Okay, so now if I save this HTML file, and you can see it didn't reload, that is because of previously we don't have that particular body and head tag, right? So I just quickly stop this live server and open this live server. You can see the server is now offline, so let's just close this one. So let's just open this live server again. Okay, so you can see the live server is opened and it is Refinder learn to code, it is showing. You can see the live server is starting at this 500 port. Okay, so this is the local host 127.0.0.1 and this is the 5500 is the port, and then we have the file name, that is index.htm. so now in case if you change anything over here, for example, now I just wanna add one more tag for h2, and inside that I'll just wanna write this is JS tutorial. Okay, and now if I save this HTML file, so you can see it already reloaded that page and it is showing that thing live. Okay, so normally you just need to press this refresh option, but with live server you don't need to press this refresh option every time when you write something over the HTML, CSS or JS file. Okay, so it will already take the code from the file. Okay, so that's quite good. And now let's see how to add the JS file with this HTML file. Okay, so to add JS with HTML file, you have to add that inside the body and after writing all the HTML codes. Okay, so to insert the JS file, you just need to write script. Okay, and inside the script you can just write any kind of JavaScript code. So for example, I'll just write the alert. It will basically make a pop-up to the web page. Okay, so I'll just make it like pop-up 1 or something like that. So now if I save this HTML file, so you can see it is showing this pop-up. Okay, so pop-up 1, and if you click OK, it will just show you the default code. Okay, so that means these 2 lines, but this is not the recommended one. If you wanna add only 1 or 2 lines of JS code, then this is good. Okay, you can use this method. But when you are adding a large amount of JavaScript codes, in that case making an external JS file will be really helpful, so that in future if you wanna edit something with the JavaScript file, you don't need to check it over with the HTML file. You can just open the JS file and just edit that particular thing. So I'll just quickly make a JS file called app.js. Okay, and okay, it is showing that thing because I wrote over this one. So I'll just quickly remove this thing. Fine. So now save it, click OK over here. Fine. So now let's see how to add this external JS file. So I'll just quickly write alert, that similar thing like pop up 2. Okay, now save this JS file, and now you can see there is no pop-up over here. That is because of this HTML file is not linked with that particular JS file. So to link the JS file, you just need to write script. Then you are actually getting this emit short code. So actually this is script space src, then inside the quotation you can just write the JS file path. Okay, so since this app.js already inside this folder where the index.html is placed, so I just only need to write app.js. That's it. So you can also see this this is showing the suggestions. So in case there is a folder called JavaScript and where you are storing all the JS files, so for that you just need to write over here folder, then / then the JavaScript file name. Okay, since I don't have any kind of folder, so I'll just quickly remove this one. Okay, and now since this external JS file is linked with this HTML file, so now if I save this HTML file, you can see it is showing this pop-up 2. Right, so in this way you can just link the external JavaScript file with the HTML file. Okay.